To truly understand the lie that is being told about this agreement, we need to start with an examination of the treaty and supremacy clauses. No president has the authority to sign a treaty on their own. As Article 2 clearly states, the president, he shall have the power by and with the advice and consent of the Senate to make treaties provided two-thirds of the senators present concur. So if Joe Biden follows through with his promise to sign the WHO pandemic agreement, legally it will be meaningless in the United States unless and until the Senate consents to it. But Paul, you say, this is not a treaty, it's an agreement. While some have claimed that the president can bind the United States to international agreements as long as they are not called treaties, that isn't true. Look at the 10th Amendment. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively to the people. Read the Constitution, and you'll not find the power to sign binding international agreements delegated to the president. The only place the power to sign such agreements lies is in the treaty clause, which requires both the advice and consent of the Senate. Now, what if the Senate consents to this agreement? Wouldn't that make it legally binding? This leads us to the supremacy clause. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. In order for any treaty to be considered the supreme law of the land, it must be made under the authority of the United States. Where does the United States get its authority? From the Constitution, of course. So in order for a treaty or any treaty-like device to be considered legally binding on the United States, the several states, and any of its people, it must exercise a power that the Constitution has already delegated to the United States. Look very closely. You will not find the power to regulate public health delegated to the United States. You may ask, but what if it's an emergency? Look again. You'll see there is no emergency clause in the Constitution. That means whether or not an American president signs the agreement or the accompanying international health regulations, these rules are not legally binding upon the United States. They will only have an effect if the American people are distracted by lies.